All right, let's take you straight to Parliament. That's where we find SABC News reporter Mkhokheli Bandla, who's watching this committee. And Mkhokheli, in fact, questions swirling around these two MPs had potentially derailed the committee at the start of its work. I remember a protracted debate about whether or not Kohler-Barnard, for example, should even sit on this committee, given the allegations that have been hanging over her head.
Those have been quite a number of questions that have been arising from this committee. What I can tell you is that today is not going to be an ordinary day, because investigators tend to be investigated today before this ad hoc committee. You know that Kohler-Barnard is one of the longest serving MPs, but today she finds herself to be questioned and investigated by her own very colleagues on the allegations of mishandling sensitive information and intelligence information, at least if the allegations by the KZN Provincial Commissioner Mkhokheli has anything to go by. But as we're joined now here at the SABC by one of her colleagues, not only from this committee but also from the Democratic Alliance, and also the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee of Police, that is Mr. Ian Cameron. Mr. Ian Cameron, thank you so much for joining us. What are you expecting from Kohler-Barnard as a member of this committee and also as your colleague from the Democratic Alliance?
Yeah, I think it's an opportunity for her to come and share her version of events. We've heard a lot of speculation, and it's an opportunity for the relevant facts or points to be mentioned. There hasn't been an opportunity for her to speak yet, so I think today quite a few issues may arise, and it could potentially be a chance to clear the air.
How crucial of her being a witness before this committee and also clearing the bloodlines?
Well, it's an opportunity for her to speak. I don't know exactly what she's going to say. Obviously seen the affidavit and everything, but it's an opportunity for her to state her side of the story. The challenge with this type of inquiry is that someone can say something and make an allegation, not necessarily with evidence. We've seen it throughout. I mean, just in the past week, we've seen people make allegations and we haven't seen evidence for a lot of those allegations. And then, unfortunately, if repeated enough, it could very easily become a fact to some, or they perceive it as a fact. I think it's important that she's granted a fair chance to state her side of the story.
It's quite serious allegations that she is facing. Have you maybe perhaps had an engagement on the level of now being a colleague and also coming from the same party as her? What does she say when she talks to you, especially as a portfolio committee chair of police?
Well, I think it would be inappropriate of me to speculate of what her thoughts might be. She needs to have her chance to speak. What I can just say is that some of the allegations that were made, and especially speculation around the use of the Joint Intelligence Committee, don't actually make sense, because the Joint Intelligence Committee hadn't been constituted yet. So it would have been very difficult in any case to use that specific body. But I think we need to give her the chance to speak.
I think I must also get your views on this one. There's one controversial witness here that is supposed to take the stand in the name and character of Mkhokheli, who was a former state security agency. He hasn't taken the stand after controversially being made to stand down by this committee, and also there's no clear direction and indication if he is going to indeed give testimony before this committee. We know that he has applied to the state security agency. The views of the Democratic Alliance when it comes to that, and also because we heard from MPs yesterday saying that he is not being given the stage and the stand because apparently Phala is being protected.
Well, I can't speak on behalf of what is being protected, because I don't know what he wants to share. But I think let's rather start like this. There's a discussion at the moment, and I see there's writing between the chair of this committee, of the ad hoc committee, as well as the Joint Intelligence Committee. So they need to determine what the way forward is and come and discuss it with the ad hoc committee. And I do think it's very convenient to now suddenly block him from speaking. I mean, there have been people speaking. Someone like Robert McBride came here to speak, and he's involved with the State Security Agency. So why would he speak but not someone else? How do they determine what someone would be allowed to say and what not. So it is, to my personal opinion, it is concerning, but I can't dictate to the Joint Intelligence Committee on how they need to do their work, nor the SSA. I would expect as many people as possible to see this as a platform to come and speak. Also remember, there's a possibility of doing in-camera interviews. The problem with this is names have been mentioned, things have been said publicly, and now that's already out there.
Thank you, Mr. Ian Cameron. There you have it, Ayanda. That is Mr. Ian Cameron, a member of this very same committee where his colleague is expected to give evidence today before the ad hoc committee. The testimony of Diane Kohler-Barnard is expected to take place within the next less than 2 hours at 11 o'clock. So we'll be camping around and listening to the testimony, also keeping the viewer of the SABC updated and abreast. But for now, it's back to you in studio. Ayanda.
And we look forward to that. Mkhokheli Bandla is live to us from the Ad Hoc Committee's chambers in Parliament. For now, Mkhokheli, thanks very much indeed.